Center the head.
So today we are in a 2006 Evo IX. Now, for those of you who don't know much about this, I'm gonna start off by talking a little bit about it, comparing it to the STI, because a lot of people are either Evo, STI, Evo, STI. So I'm gonna give a little history about the car, not much history, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it so we can get some of the answers and some of the main topics out of the way, and then we'll jump into the way that it drives, the way that it feels, because I wanna be honest, I'm really excited to drive this car. So this car has a 4G63 4-cylinder. Now this is a 2.0 liter engine, and compared to the similar generation STI, it has a 2.5 4-cylinder. Now obviously they're both boosted, but since this is a smaller engine, it relies more on the turbo to make more of that power, which is why the Evo makes power very easily as compared to the STI that kind of struggle to make that powerhouse. Now, because of that, a lot of Evos are known to give trouble here and there because although they can make easy power pretty easily, I've heard a lot of horror stories. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard a lot too. But no Evo owner will ever admit that to you. Now, I'm very gracious to have my buddy Ace here to let me drive his Evo, and he's had nothing wrong with it, and he hasn't gone anything. Oh my God, I hear the turbo already. Well, couldn't help it. Now Ace hasn't had any major problems with the car, and he's running just basically all bolt-ons, which is rare because with Evo IXs you typically don't see that many stock ones because a lot of people just like to make them a powerhouse, which I don't to blame, but I'm really curious to see how this car drives because it's pretty close to stock, and like I said, you don't see that very often. Oh my gosh! See, I want a turbo. I want a turbo. And now I'm finding this clutch to be heavier than I thought it would be. I mean, it's not like it's too heavy, but it's definitely something that would take getting used to. I mean, because it's definitely heavier than my BRZ, and definitely heavier than most WRXs STIs I've driven. Oh gosh, that's nice. That's real nice. Man, that's good. One of the first things that I'm noticing, so like I said, this car is boosted, and I'm feeling boost coming on around 3,000. Now, I'm gonna be doing a lot of comparisons to the STI because that's this car's main competitor, the rally all-wheel drive car. So I'm feeling boost come around 3,000, and comparing it to an STI, I typically find those STIs, and again, this age, are around 4,000, and the STIs slap you straight in the face. Like, it's boost, when it hits 4,000, I mean, all the boost is there. And I'm finding that I'm getting boost around 3,000, and it's more of a gradual, like, progression, which it's really predictable and really confidence inspiring. It doesn't, I mean, it's fast. Again, for this car being like nearly 10 years old, it's very fast, but I'm just more so impressed on how smooth it's going through the turbo band. And the tach too is really simple, and I like it a lot. But one thing that I've noticed is that when you look at the tachometer, you have this random little gauge, little circle off to the right that just says Lancer. And I just think, why are you not using that as a boost gauge? Like, it's perfect. That's one thing that, especially in an Evo like this, something that you'd want to see. I mean, this car's all about the boost. Why not put the boost gauge right there? Are we gonna make it? 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 We're gonna make it. So 3,000 boost comes on, and then at 4, it just smacks me in the face. Ooh, that's nice. But again, it's not like scary or unbearable or anything. I'm more so finding it to be, like I said, it's really predictable and really confidence inspiring. Because I keep comparing it to the STI, but I mean, the STI usually hits around 4 and it just smacks you straight in the face. Now, as we're talking about power, stock you're making about 289 horsepower, and I think it's like 280. It's like the same thing, 280 something foot-pounds of torque. Now, Ace pretty much has full bolt-ons, and he said he's thinking probably around 20 over stock. So we're pretty close to original numbers, and it's really fun. I could see how people would want to make this car do like crazy fast, but as a daily, I mean, because that's what this car was designed to be, your daily rally car. It's fun. And just like his license plate says, go boost. So good. So good. Oh my gosh. How could you ever get annoyed at that? So I'm at 3,000 fourth gear, and I'll just barely go on the gas. Oh, I don't need it. I don't need it. So this is the MR version, so we have a 6-speed transmission. Rather than some of them, if you get like the base, it's like a 5-speed. This is a 6-speed. Transmission feels solid. I don't feel anything. Like, again, it doesn't really show its age that much. I mean, one thing that, if I was to notice around it being, you know, due to age, is the steering rack. I feel like it's not slow, but I feel like I have to kind of put some work in if I wanted to really move the car, which is not a bad thing. This is something that I'm noticing. And also with the brakes, running with big Brembos, these are very powerful brakes, but you know, I'm not really getting on it. I'm running around the city as like someone with this car would, but I feel like there almost would be a little dead play in the brakes. I mean, a little like numb spot. First gear, 3,000. That's good. That's real good. So as you can see, we're sitting in stock Recaros, and I'm gonna say it one more time, stock Recaros. And comparing it to STI seats, these are amazing. WRX's STIs are kind of known to not really be comfortable seats, and they're kind of like wide, not fitting. This is super soft. I almost like these more than the BRZ seats. Like, these are super nice seats. I'm in love with this car so far. Now, what's different from the Evo 8s to the Evo 9s is honestly not that much. The Evo 9s got new front and rear bumpers, and they also got something with it's like the engine you got, now correct me if I'm wrong, it's like a variable valve timing, something difference around that area ballpark. You know, I don't know that much, but I do know that it added 10 horsepower, and you would think for an Evo, it being Evolution, they'd put a little more effort into it, but does it really need, I mean, if this was the next gen after the Evo 8, I don't see what more you could want from this car. I'm honestly, as much as I love Subaru, Mitsubishi, it's kind of, I'm kind of loving this. So that's gonna wrap it up for this quick little review I wanted to do. I wanted to thank Ace so much for letting me drive this car, and I'm gonna put Ace's Instagram here, so if you wanna follow this build on Instagram and see more about it, this is where you're gonna see it. And I've had so much fun. I'm gonna do my best not to scrape right here because it's so low. Go super slow, go super slow. That's a success. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.
Motivation is contagious. Hang out with those who inspire you and strive not to be like them, but only a better version of yourself. You will learn that there is a difference between alone and lonely. Life isn't always easy, but that's the beauty of it. You will learn how to be truly happy, and as much as you don't